Imagine waking up one morning and seeing your Social Security payment jump by nearly a quarter. Not a small bump, not a few dollars, but a 24% increase that could help you pay the rent, afford groceries, or finally breathe a little easier at the end of the month. For millions of Americans, that kind of increase isn't just a number. It's the difference between stress and stability. It's the difference between skipping meals and keeping the fridge full. It's the difference between surviving and actually living. Right now, across the country, families are watching every dollar. Seniors are comparing prescription prices. Disabled workers are trying to stretch their checks through the month. Veterans are counting every expense. And in the middle of all this, talk of a guaranteed 24% Social Security raise is spreading fast. But the big question is the one everyone is asking: who actually gets it? And more importantly, could you or someone in your family be one of them? Because here's the truth: most headlines won't tell you. Not every increase applies to every person. Some raises happen because of policy changes, others happen because of personal choices. And some increases are tied to timing, work history, and benefits you may not even realize you qualify for. That's why this story matters so much. It's not just about numbers on paper, it's about real money that could land in your account every single month. In this video, we're going to break down exactly what this 24% increase means, where it comes from, who qualifies, and what steps could change your own benefit amount. And if you're receiving Social Security, planning to claim soon, or helping a loved one navigate the system, you'll want to stay with us until the end, because what you learn today could directly impact your financial future. Where the 24% increase comes from. Let's clear up the biggest mystery first. When people hear 24% Social Security raise, they often think it's a nationwide increase hitting every check at the same time. But that's not exactly how it works. This type of increase usually comes from how and when you claim your benefits, not just a government announcement. Social Security is built around a simple but powerful concept. The longer you wait to claim, the larger your monthly benefit becomes. If you start collecting early, your check is smaller. But if you wait past your full retirement age, your benefit grows each year you delay up to age 70. And that growth can be significant. For many Americans, the difference between claiming early and claiming at a later age can add up to around 24% more per month. That's not a one-time payment. That's not a temporary boost. That's a permanent increase that continues for the rest of your life, month after month, year after year. Think about it this way. If someone is receiving $1,500 a month, a 24% increase could bring that number closer to $1,860. Over a year, that's more than $4,000 extra. Over a decade, that's tens of thousands of dollars. And over a lifetime, the difference could be life-changing. This is why timing matters so much. The Social Security system rewards patience. And for those who can afford to wait, the financial payoff can be huge. But not everyone has the luxury of waiting. Some people need their benefits as soon as they're eligible. Others don't realize how much more they could receive by delaying. That's why understanding this 24% increase is so important. Because for some Americans, the decision they make about when to claim could mean the difference between scraping by and living with real financial security. The role of full retirement age. To understand who gets that 24% increase, you first have to understand something called full retirement age, often called FRA. This is the age at which you're entitled to receive your full unreduced Social Security benefit. For many Americans today, that age falls between 66 and 67, depending on the year you were born. If you claim benefits at your full retirement age, you receive 100% of the amount you earned based on your work history. No reduction, no bonus, just the standard amount you've qualified for over your career. But here's where things get interesting. If you claim before that age, your benefit is permanently reduced. That reduction can be as much as 30% lower if you claim at the earliest age of 62, and that smaller amount follows you for the rest of your life. On the other hand, if you wait after your full retirement age, your benefit starts to grow. Social Security adds delayed retirement credits to your check each year you wait, and those credits can build up to a major increase by the time you reach age 70. This is where that potential 24% boost comes into the picture. For someone whose full retirement age is 67, waiting until age 70 can result in a benefit that's roughly a quarter larger than what they would have received at full retirement age. So the system is designed with a simple trade-off: claim early and get smaller checks for longer, wait longer and get larger checks for life. And for millions of Americans, that choice can shape their retirement experience in a big way. The power of delayed retirement credits. Now let's talk about the real engine behind that 24% increase. Delayed retirement credits. These credits are the reward Social Security gives you for waiting beyond your full retirement age. Here's how it works. For every year you delay claiming benefits after your full retirement age, Social Security increases your monthly check by about 8% per year. That increase continues until you reach age 70. After that, the growth stops, and there's no financial reason to wait any longer. So if someone's full retirement age is 67 and they wait until 70, that's 3 years of delayed credits. At roughly 8% per year, that adds up to about 24% more per month. And again, this is not a temporary increase. It's locked in for life. Imagine two neighbors. Both worked similar jobs and earned similar incomes. One claims Social Security at 67, the other waits until 70. The second neighbor could receive hundreds of dollars more every single month. Over time, that gap becomes enormous. And here's something many people don't realize. That larger benefit doesn't just help the person receiving it, it can also increase survivor benefits for a spouse. That means the decision to wait could protect your family's financial future long after you're gone. This is why financial planners often talk about delayed retirement credits as one of the most powerful tools in retirement planning. It's one of the few ways to get a guaranteed lifetime increase backed by the federal government. Who is most likely to get the 24% raise? So who actually benefits the most from this potential 24% increase? The answer depends on a few key factors, but some groups stand out more than others. First, workers who are in good health and expect to live longer often benefit the most from delaying. Since the larger check lasts for life, the longer you live, the more you collect. For someone who lives into their late 80s or 90s, the difference can be tens of thousands of dollars. Second, higher earning workers often see bigger dollar increases. A 24% boost on a larger benefit creates a bigger monthly jump. That can mean the difference between a comfortable retirement and constant financial pressure. Third, married couples often use delayed benefits as a strategy to protect the surviving spouse. If the higher earning partner waits to claim, the survivor benefit becomes larger. That can provide critical financial security later in life. But there's another group to consider: people who are still working in their mid to late 60s. For them, delaying Social Security may not feel like a sacrifice at all. Instead, it becomes a strategic move to secure a bigger monthly check later on. However, not everyone should wait. People with serious health issues, limited savings, or immediate financial needs may need to claim earlier, and for them, the smaller check may be the right decision. Why some people won't see the increase. This is where the story takes a turn. While the idea of a 24% increase sounds exciting, the reality is that many Americans won't see that kind of boost. And the reason comes down to timing and personal circumstances. If you claim Social Security early, that decision locks in a reduced benefit for life. There's no easy way to reverse it later. Once you start collecting early, the system assumes you're trading a smaller check for more years of payments. For some people, that trade-off makes sense. Maybe they lost a job. Maybe they're dealing with health issues. Maybe they simply need the money right away. But the downside is that they miss out on the larger checks that come from waiting. Another reason some people won't see the increase is because they've already claimed at full retirement age. Once you start benefits at that age, you don't earn delayed credits. The clock stops and your monthly amount stays the same, aside from cost of living adjustments. So the 24% increase isn't automatic. It's not a new law that suddenly boosts everyone's check. It's a benefit that depends on personal timing and strategy, and that's why understanding your options is so important. The long-term impact on your wallet. Let's talk about the real-world impact of a 24% increase, because on paper it sounds nice, but in real life it can completely change the way you experience retirement. Take a retiree receiving $1,800 a month at full retirement age. With a 24% increase, that check could rise to around $2,230 a month at age 70. That's more than $5,000 extra per year. Over 20 years, that difference could exceed $100,000. That extra money could cover medical expenses, home repairs, or rising grocery prices. It could help you support a grandchild, travel, or simply sleep better at night knowing your bills are covered. And remember, Social Security is one of the few sources of retirement income that's adjusted for inflation. So a larger starting benefit often means larger cost of living increases over time as well. This is why the decision about when to claim isn't just about the first few years, it's about the decades ahead. It's about the version of your future you want to create. Common mistakes that cost people thousands. Every year, millions of Americans make Social Security decisions without fully understanding the long-term impact, and some of those mistakes can cost them thousands of dollars over their lifetime. One of the most common mistakes is claiming as soon as possible simply because friends or coworkers did the same. Social Security is not one size fits all. What works for one person may not work for another. Another mistake is underestimating life expectancy. Many people assume they won't live long enough to benefit from waiting. But lifespans have been increasing, and many retirees live well into their 80s or beyond. Some people also overlook spousal and survivor benefits. The timing of one person's claim can affect the financial future of the other, and in some cases, waiting can provide critical protection for a surviving spouse. The key is understanding that this decision is permanent. Once you start collecting, it's extremely difficult to change course. That's why careful planning matters so much. What you should do right now. If you're approaching retirement, this is the moment to pay attention, because the choices you make in the next few years could shape your finances for the rest of your life. Start by checking your Social Security statement. Look at your estimated benefit at different claiming ages. Compare what you'd receive at 62 at full retirement age and at 70. Think about your health, your savings, and your family situation. Consider how long you might live and what kind of monthly income you'll need. And if you're married, look at how your decision affects your spouse. For some people, claiming early is the right move. For others, waiting for that potential 24% increase could be the smarter financial choice. The important thing is making a decision based on information, not fear or rumors. At the end of the day, this 24% Social Security increase isn't just a headline. It's a reminder that the timing of your decisions can shape your financial future in powerful ways. For some Americans, that increase could mean the difference between constant stress and real peace of mind. It could mean affording the medications you need, keeping the lights on, or finally enjoying the retirement you worked so hard for. But the key message is this: the system rewards those who understand it. The more you know, the more control you have over your future. And in a world where prices keep rising and uncertainty feels constant, that kind of knowledge is priceless. So stay informed, keep learning, and make sure you're making the decisions that protect your wallet, your family, and your future. Because the right move today could mean thousands of extra dollars tomorrow. And if you want to stay ahead of the latest Social Security updates, benefit changes, and financial news that affects your life, make sure you stay connected and keep watching. Your future self will thank you.